Whoa.
190 yards.
Oh yeah, I'm liking this.
Hey golf people, I'm checking out the SC300i, the new Swing Caddie. This little personal launch monitor just might change your life. I'm one of the first people to have it. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna unbox it. I'm gonna take you through the feature set and then we're gonna take it out here on the range and see what it can do. I get mine at playbetter.com. In fact, they've got an exclusive Let's Play Through only deal for you guys. You're gonna be able to save a few bucks, less than you can get anywhere else on the internet. And they're gonna throw in some extra goodies thanks to the folks at playbetter.com. I'm gonna leave a link below to this. Oh hey, and would you like to win a Swing Caddie for yourself? Look down below, I'm gonna put a link to the contest, get entered. You might be walking away with your own Swing Caddie. It's pretty awesome. Now I gotta say guys, I'm excited. I have no idea what this thing even looks like. I mean, I've seen the reviews of the old model. This is the new model, the SC300i that just came out. It literally came out a day or two ago. It just hit the actual shelf. So we are some of the first people to actually take a look at this. Put this off to the side so I don't cut myself. There's the box, guys. That's beautiful. All right, guys, let's take a look at what's inside of this box. You've got just a little protective sleeve there. We're gonna put that off to the side. This one is a little bit on the heavy side. I'm interested to see how big this unit actually is. There you go, there's their little reveal. All right, so we've got some rubber here. And I'm guessing, I think I know what this is for. I think this is actually to protect the USB slot from any sort of water. Let me take a look at this here. Yes, looks like it fits perfectly in there. It does. That's what that's for. So if you're out in some weather conditions, it's probably advisable just to keep that little piece of rubber in there at all times. There was also an instruction booklet which I glossed over. I will actually read through these instructions. Usually I throw the instructions away, but this time I'm gonna hold on to these because I've never seen one of these units. I've never actually used it, so I'll probably have some questions. I'm gonna keep that. We've got a remote right here. Now this is pretty cool. When I saw this online, I was like, why is there a remote? But now that I'm seeing it in person, it makes a lot of sense. You've got club selection here, so you can literally just choose driver or 7-iron or lob wedge. And you can make some other adjustments here. You've got some volume because this is a Voice Caddie after all. It's gonna talk to us. We can actually set what loft we're using right there, and we've got target. Maybe that's moving the target right or left, I'm assuming. And a couple of other buttons which we will find out what they do together, but I'm not sure I would like to have a remote in my pocket while I'm swinging a golf club, so I'll probably leave this off to the side, but it's nice that it's there and you don't have to go into an app and fiddle with that. So, a little add bonus there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the unit itself now. Now the unit itself, it's going to tell us up here, practice. I assume you can either do practice or maybe there's a game mode. It's going to tell you what club you're using, what's the loft of that club. We're going to have some indicators here for Bluetooth and battery as well. Now this device is going to do the basics that we've come to see on this show quite a bit. It's going to do carry, carry yardage. It's going to give you the swing speed, your ball speed, your smash factor. But there's two other things here. There's two other pieces of data that I'm really interested in. And this is really going to be nice, especially if you are in an indoor environment. And I have verified with the manufacturer that the Swing Caddie will work indoors. So whether you're in your backyard with a net or you're actually indoors, you're going to get a chance to see the launch angle and peak height there. They're calling it apex. That's great data when you're not out on a range. You don't have the luxury of being outside to see that ball flight. This is going to tell you what that will be. And I don't have that with any devices like this, so that's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and rip that plastic right off. And there you go, that's the unit. Like I said, in hand, it's a little heavier than I would have guessed. And that's a nice thing, really, because it's not cheaply made. You've got that little thing, so we can actually just set this right up on the grass. Now, I've also heard that this needs to be at mat height. So if you're using a mat, and this is below it, you're gonna need something to prop it up. I know if you buy this unit from Playbetter, I believe it comes with a case, and that case is probably going to be the perfect height. Also, this box looks like it could be the perfect height to be in line with a mat as well. But of course, the case is going to hold up a lot longer. Now, there's one more thing here on the side. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this. This is probably going to be, I'm guessing this is the cables. All right, so here we've got a USB-C cable. It looks like it's USB to USB-C. So if you've got, like me in my house, I've actually got some USB plugs. I can plug it right into the wall. Otherwise, you hook it up to one of those bricks that might be on your iPhone or iPad or something like that. Android, if you're an Android user. But that's a USB-C connection that happens to go into the Swing Caddie. What's next is we're gonna go ahead and download the app. We're gonna get that installed and paired up to our device, and then we're gonna take it out to the range and see what this thing can do and how accurate it is. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore you with the nitty-gritty details, but I did download the app, and while it could be a straightforward process, it has a few things that you need to be aware of. First of all, it asks for the user ID, but you don't use the user ID. What you need to do is enter your email that you registered with Voice Caddie, okay? So do not use the user ID, use your email. I had me pulling my hair out at 5:30 in the morning. Here's a clip of that. Your email already exists. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God. It's like 5:30 in the morning and I just wanna log in. And by the way, you could also log in with either your Facebook or Google ID. That might be recommended as well. Now, the other thing I'll say is that it will probably ask you to do a firmware update, and that firmware update might take as much as 10 minutes. That's how long it took me. So do not wait to do this out on the course. Do this in your home before you take it out to the course or to the driving range. Otherwise, you'll be standing out there and looking for a cell phone signal, and just don't do it. Do it at your house. Get this thing set up at your house. Once you do, it's a pretty straightforward process. But the other thing that I will say is loading your clubs and the loft settings into the app could be a little better as well. I've used some apps where, listen, I choose my Mizuno HMB irons and it already just sort of puts it in there with the right lofts and everything. This doesn't do that. You literally have to manually put in the loft of each club. Again, I think that will be improved. I think they'll fix all of these little tweaks. So I didn't want to show you the entire process. Hopefully that will change. And I've actually sent off some comments to the developers so that happens. All right, guys. But without further ado, let's take this thing out to the range and then I'll show you how this thing works. Okay, guys, we made it out here to the range. We're at the back of the range. Hopefully no balls fly and hit me, which would be really nice. We're gonna go ahead and take this back out of the box. I'll use this box to set it up because I'm gonna use a mat here. I'll be up just above ground level, so I don't make a bunch of divots here. And what we're gonna do is use the box to prop this up so it's at the level that you're hitting at. That's really important with the Swing Caddie, is this is at mat level. Now I'm out here and I'm into the wind. We're also using some range balls, so these distances are gonna be a little bit down from my normal swings. But what I'll do is I'll actually measure it to all these flags and see if we are close to the distances. When I see it land near a flag, we'll actually hit it with the rangefinder and make sure that this thing's accurate, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and test this out with the 7-iron. So on my remote, I'm gonna hit I7.
151 yards. 159 yards.
All right, we're gonna switch it over here now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my gap wedge. Again, it's actually kind of nice that it's just a little remote click away. You don't have to bounce into the app. That's pretty cool. All right, let's do that.
105 yards. 106 yards.
Okay, that almost went in the hole, okay? You got a flag right out there. It said 106, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure this. All right, I just got 108 on the rangefinder. It said I hit it 106, okay? So that was absolutely spot on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to the other side of the range, have the wind with me, and we'll see what the differences are.
231 yards. 236 yards.
All right, so the accuracy that I saw out on the range was extremely good with this thing. Anytime I hit a shot that was near a flag, I punched the flag and it was within 1 or 2 yards of it. And that's probably about as close as my ball got to it as well. So definitely really impressed with the accuracy. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually load the shots from the Swing Caddie back onto our app, and we can analyze the data, which should be fun. I'll take you through it right now. All right, folks, so let's check out the My Swing Caddie app. Now, when you load the app, it's actually going to tell you that it's got shots for you to download as long as your SC300i is with you. I've already gone through that process, but I'll show you how the data pops in here and how it's analyzed. It's pretty cool. So if we go into stats here, we can actually see stats by clubs. Now, I didn't swing a ton of clubs out there. It was a cold day, but you can see there my one wood, my driver, I was averaging 226 yards. My 7-iron, I was averaging 150.2 yards. Again, a lot of those were into the wind. I guess maybe I chose accidentally the 1 wood and the 1 7-iron. I think when I got to the other side of the range, I think I switched to W7 instead of I7. So that's user error there. You see I hit a few swings with my 8-iron, and we also pulled out the gap wedge. So let's bounce here into the driver. We can actually see all the swings that I took with my driver. I didn't have any swings, by the way, that weren't recorded. Every single time I took a swing, I heard the Voice Caddie respond. It didn't miss any of my swings. I think I took 45 swings out there, guys. You can see my swing speed over time, the total distance with the rollout, at least estimated by the Voice Caddie here, the Swing Caddie. And you've got the entire carry. You can scroll over here. You can actually see the ball speed, the launch angle, smash factor, my apex, and my spin numbers. That's cool. I didn't see the spin numbers actually on the device itself, so it's nice that the app does record that. That's a bonus. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and we'll bounce into this, which again, that's user error, but that was my 7-iron, I think, that I was hitting there. You can see my average there up top, 150.2 carry with the rollout, 178.4. I'm not so sure that's accurate, to be quite honest with you, because I don't get a whole lot of roll. But this has to try to take into account some sort of average, so it puts a number there. I think you can probably adjust that as well for less or more roll. You've got your swing speed there. My average swing speed was 84.9. My ball speed, 108.6. Launch angle 21.9, smash factor 1.28, which tells me maybe I'm not making quite perfect contact. That's something I need to work on. And that's what's nice about seeing this data in front of you, is you know what clubs you need to work on. You've got the apex and the spin numbers there again. It would be nice to do side-by-side comparisons and use this app. So if I'm actually using two different manufacturer 7-irons, we can actually see what those differences are. And I'd love to get this thing into some sort of simulator environment as well, just to see how it performs. But again, the manufacturer has told me that it will work in a simulator environment. So you can see you've got your latest session there up top. We'll go ahead and click that. It gives you a little calendar view, and you can actually see when your practice sessions were. So I thought I took 45. I guess I took 55 swings there, and I used 5 clubs. Really cool that that data is there. That's the same view that we saw there before. If you had more, you could use these buttons to kind of up top where the arrows are to sort of scroll back and forth. Let's see. We didn't do any target practice, but if you did target practice, I assume you'd actually see more of a visualization there of that and the targets that you're hitting and aiming for. Okay. So now we know what that target button's for on the remote. I assume that it means if you're choosing between targets, maybe you set a 50-yard target, a 100-yard target, and so on and so forth there. So there you go, guys. That's the Swing Caddie SC300i for you. I'm really impressed with this device for the price. It blows my mind that this sort of technology is now available to everyone. Again, if you want to pick up one of these, I'll put a link down below by hitting our links. It supports the show. Please do hit subscribe and keep coming back, because we've got more great giveaways and reviews like this coming down the pipe. We want to see you back here on Let's Play Through.